Good afternoon, and good morning, and good evening to you all young change makers, wherever you are listening to me from across the globe. And welcome once again to the Melton Foundation's 2021 Global Citizenship Ideathon Award session. Thank you for giving your time, a part of your life, to joining a worthy cause. First and foremost, permit me to congratulate you all on taking the personal decision to be on the right side of change by joining this year's Ideathon and following it up with the action that led you to this point. For that reason alone, the first, second, and third prizes do not really matter because you all are winners of change and you should be extremely proud. Why? Because you have achieved a fearless feat. Over the course of 72 hours, you have formed interdisciplinary teams with strangers from across the globe and have worked together on creative and practical global citizenship ideas that contribute to solving pressing issues. This is why you all should be proud of yourselves. Collectively, we all have had to face the unimaginable within the past year, from the string of deadly wildfires in Australia to the unprecedented COVID 19 pandemic that rocked economies globally, to the killing of George Floyd, which erupted into mass protests against police brutalities in the US, and the ensuing End SARS movement in Nigeria. As young people, we have earned the right to be angry, to be tired, and most importantly, to be afraid. However, it is in these times that we as young change makers, the future of tomorrow, must evolve. Look fear squarely in the eye and defiantly give it the middle finger. It is in these times we must be unapologetic about our confidence to succeed by forging collaborations and by working together as a team with purpose. Indeed, it is truly humbling to be invited as a keynote speaker. Honestly, I don't know why they invited me. I think I'm one of the most weirdest of the bunch of weirdos within the fellowship. But I'm grateful for this opportunity to engage with such brilliant minds today. I joined the Melton Foundation program in 2016, and oh boy, what a life-changing ride it has been for me. To, to anyone listening to me right now, if you can feel a fire burning in the inside of you to birth out transformative solutions to the challenges and socioeconomic injustices you see and experience in your backyard and in the world, then Melton is the place you should be. Usually, we hear a lot about dealing with the fear of the unknown. Today, I'll be flipping the script a bit and will be speaking to you about the unknown of fear. If you're on this call and the future you seek to manifest does not scare you in the least, then it probably is not big enough. And this may be because you might be self sabotaging and dimming your own light, that you might be playing it too safe, and that you might be playing it in an average sense. If the change you want to see does not stir up an adrenaline rush in you, if it does not keep you awake at night, and if it does not make your palms sweat and your skin crawl and your tummy churn, then it's probably because you might be allowing fear to limit your potential to soar. At this point, I would like us all on the call, especially young change makers who participated in the ideation, to close your eyes. Just a very simple activity. Just from wherever you are, just close your eyes and taking a very deep breath. Now, I want to ask a question and I want you to just think about it just briefly in a few seconds. Ask yourself this one question about the change that you want to create. Ask yourself, what is my deepest fear about the change that I desire to create? Now, hold on to those thoughts for me. I'll come to them in just a second. I want to share a story with you all. On the 31st of December of 2017, I
Unajua vile
faced the great
nilifika hapa niko na amesema
I faced the greatest fear of my life. I was diagnosed with an immune disease that could have potentially killed me. In the February of 2018, I fell into a coma and my experience with death brought me into a place of awareness that we are the architects of our fear, that we design whether we will be crushed by it or we will use it as a springboard to succeed and to get into greatness. Fear is in all of us. It is all around us and it manifests itself in different forms and shapes all the time. From my fear of dying, and most of you would probably have that fear as well, to the simpler fears of daily failures or the fears of rejection. No matter what your confidence level is, at some point or another, you have dealt with fear and still do to some extent. Confidence is only a means to cover fear and show the world you can overcome it and are not afraid. But ultimately, only you know what you feel inside. It's also worth mentioning that we are all better at certain things than others and will display various levels of fear based on the situation. It seems like no matter where we go or what we do, we somehow find ourselves constantly surrounded and confronted with fear. What is it about fear that doesn't allow us to actually be becoming what we can become and more? What is it about fear that doesn't allow us to let go? What is it that keeps millions of people, if not billions, unhappy and yet they still hang on to their fears, which ultimately keeps them from being truly happy? I spend a lot of time dealing with people in leadership roles in government and business. And although they are so experienced in what they do, every time they are about to initiate things, there is a constant doubt and hesitation. So, what is it really that makes it so hard to let go of fear? There are just three things that I'll talk about. Fear is perception. Your emotion of fear stems from your perception. And to me, fear is like a two-faced coin. It's both fire and ice, and it's both truth and lies. It is both excellence and inferiority, all in one. The only thing that is left is your decision to choose what you want to see and take, and that will become your reality. Sadly, what happens is that we tend to choose the lies and the inferiority that comes attached with it. But today, I want you to look at fear, embrace it, and from it, choose excellence. The second thing is that fear is a weapon, and that emotion can be weaponized to harness so much greatness. More often than not, fear prevents us from desiring the things that scare us, our ability to exude sheer excellence. When you think about the impact you can make with the change you have within you, when you think about the lives you can transform, when you think about the happiness that you can bring into millions of people's lives, you begin to doubt your own success. And this is where the catch is, that we doubt our own success, that our own successes scare us way more than our failures. The third thing, which will wrap up this entire thing and bring this beautiful conversation to a close, is that fear is cultural. Now, fear is a social programming concept that is in part intentionally or unintentionally fed into your subconsciousness and even your consciousness to keep you in line, to keep you silent, and to keep you ordinary, to make you like every single person and to make you like everyone else. Your plans and your future desires for change should scare you. In fact, if it doesn't, then it means that you are not actually reaching the full potential of what you can be. But then if your plans scare you, then I'm telling you that it is a sign and it is a cue for you to jump and to jump in all boldness and in all courage. You should embrace and use fear to your advantage. The problem only arises when you allow yourself to live within that fear and to allow yourself to be crippled by it. So my message is fear is a tool and it's an emotion that you can harness to be able to do great things. So you shouldn't be afraid to be afraid. It is completely fine and it is a pivotal human emotion. It just depends on your perception and the tool that you use to catapult yourself into the place that you should be. Thank you for joining this beautiful session. And I know that the first position is not necessarily because it's the best, it is just about structure. Everybody is a winner, and you all should feel extremely proud of yourselves because you are the change makers and you are what the world needs at this very trying times that we are all in. Thank you very much.